Hands together, local author, J.C. Hannigan.
Hi, everybody. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you for inviting me, Tiffany, to do this. I'm kind of terrified, so bear with me. This is only the second time I've come on stage, and this is a way bigger audience. Oh, my God. Okay. Hang on.
It's no judgments, deep breath. Give her some love and a lot of respect. There's no judgments. It's all a room full of friends here.
All right, so like I said, I'm J.C. Hannigan. I am a local author. I write romance contemporary books, and they're all based in Canada. Yeah, so I did write a little speechy speech, so I'm going to try and stick to that, but I'll probably ramble a lot, so apologies in advance for that. So, yeah. I've been self-publishing for about 10 years now through KDP, Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books. In the past few years, I've started doing my own book formatting too, and I now offer book formatting services for authors using my business, Heritage Creek Formatting. So my books are set in small Canadian communities and draw upon the local atmosphere and ambience. My heroines are strong, independent, and ambitious. They're inspired by the badass women that I know. I love to incorporate characters who have intricate family and community relationships. It's important to me to touch upon mental health and other challenges, as we do not live in a perfect world. I suppose I like to provide a little realistic escape for my readers. My stories are largely influenced by situations that I, myself, or my loved ones have been in and experienced. So I write romance books because I love the magic of love. There's something enchanting about love, be it the love between lovers or between friends, families, and communities. It's healing, it's inspiring, and it's uplifting. Getting to spend my days writing romance stories is truly a special kind of serotonin, which I desperately need all the time. I've always loved reading, and that love of reading was encouraged by my parents. My dad regularly brought home a stack of books from the bookstore and waited in lineups for the new releases of my favorite series. And my mom regularly took me to the library and let me explore the shelves for hours on end, selecting books to read. My parents knew that I would need a healthy distraction to help me cope with bad pain days and surgeries. I was born with a chronic pain bone disorder called multiple hereditary exostoses. It's an inherited disorder of bone growth where the only treatments are pain management and surgeries. I think I've had about 38 surgeries. So due to my limitations, I'm not able to work a traditional job, and they knew that I'd need some other way, some other skill set to see me through. They sparked the creative flame inside me and kept adding kindling to it. When my dad realized that I loved writing as much as I loved reading, he bought me my first laptop so that I could write my own stories. I quickly found that writing gave me an outlet and helped distract me from bad pain days and multiple surgeries and recoveries. I could be anyone I wanted through my writing. I could escape, I could process trauma. I could make sense of the world around me. I could amplify the good things in this world, like love, instead of letting myself sink into the not-so-great things. Chronic pain is a daily battle, and I found that by embracing the beauty and focusing on the stories that make my heart sing, I'm better able to fight this battle. I honestly think that being a romance author is one of the most empowering things I've ever done. Sure, it can be truly scary at times to put myself out there. Like right now, I'm shaking, I'm sorry. And to be vulnerable in the ways that I need to be vulnerable to create the stories that I want to write. But the connections and partnerships that I've made from doing so have been inspiring and life-changing. It's truly empowering to pursue your dreams, and I've always dreamed of becoming a published author, of seeing my name on the cover of a book I wrote, of having readers pick up my stories and feel something when they read them. So self-publishing has given me even more empowerment. I used to think that there was only one way to achieve my dreams, and that was to become a traditionally published author. I tried for a bit after I wrote my first book, Collide. I reached out to literary agents, and while the feedback about my writing was very positive, the agents had a serious problem with how abrasive and unlikable my heroine, Harlow, was. They wanted me to give her a cat to soften her up. for readers. I thought that was kind of silly. Some people are abrasive, some people have guarded walls and traumas that make them hesitant to trust the world around them. And that's okay, I find there's beauty in that. I wrote Harlow in a very specific way to represent a very specific personality type. I drew inspiration from her behaviors and personality from a few different women in my life, combining those traits to create everything that she was. I didn't want to change her. I didn't want to soften her. Not yet, anyway. That wasn't the point of the first book in the series. Hearing that those literary agents didn't think the book would bode well with readers because the heroine was unlikable kind of hurt, you know? Why does a woman have to be soft and gentle to be liked? Why does she have to have a cat to be relatable? I didn't want to change a thing about who she was because it would have affected who she became later in the series. And I'm also an inherently impatient person. 10 years ago, I was dealing with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'd finished writing Collide shortly before I'd gone in from yet another MHE surgery, and while I was recovering from that, I decided I'd rather get my stories out there now. I didn't have the energy to beg literary agents to consider my books. The goal for me has always been to write and publish my own stories for myself and anyone who picks them up and finds enjoyment in what I've written. I just wanted to write and get them out there. So I decided to take the route of self-publishing. Since my debut novel's release in 2014, I've published 14 books and am currently about to publish book 15. The amount of work required to being an indie author is extensive. You must write the book, but that's only a small part of the job. You also need to market and promote it. You need to find the readers, entice them to pick up your story, and hope like hell they rave about it and come back for more. You also need to outsource services like editing, proofreading, book formatting, and cover design. Maintaining a steady income flow to continuously publish can be challenging, especially when the publishing market is ever changing. But self-publishing also allows me the freedom of setting my own schedule. I'm the one setting deadlines. I'm the one deciding what aspects of my business to prioritize that day. I'm the only boss that I need to answer to, and I'm a pretty understanding boss. It's not always lucrative, and it certainly isn't always easy, but they don't crack jokes about struggling artists for nothing, am I right? But at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for money or fame. I mean, the very idea of fame gives me hives, which I know is contradicting when the author in me wants my books out there in readers' hands. But what I am doing is creating a legacy for myself and hopefully my children that will live on long after I pass. I'm following my own path, chasing my own goals, and making my own dreams a reality. There's so much empowerment in that, in going outside the green to follow your heart. I can't wait to be an eccentric old lady sitting around my great-grandchildren telling them that I wrote seriously spicy romance books back in my day. Thank you.
Let's give JC a lot of love.